Good afternoon, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Butch Popeye Moss with Texas Biker Radio. Well, today I'm promoting our radio show number 336. Uh, the title of that show should be the profiling challenge. Maybe that's what we'll make the title of it. But understand, I am livid today over what we're seeing in the news. And it's further proof that there is a 2 or 3 tiered law system in this country. Now, this guy, this Juicy, whatever he is, I forget his name, he has gotten off of his charges of doing a fake attack on himself and saying it was white Trump supporters that perpetrated the attack. None of it was true. All of it was a false claim. And it's interesting that the police chief there in Chicago that made such a big deal out of it, that he was so upset about it, is now instrumental in getting him off the hook. And this goes to the highest of powers that worked to get him off the hook. So today he walks away scot-free, his record expunged, and laws for them, laws for us. If you are rich, if you are well connected, you can walk from serious crimes. And this was a serious crime. Now, we've seen bikers sent to jail, to prison for up to 40 years with less evidence than what there was in this case. Now, I know they're saying, well, it was a misdemeanor and all this stuff. I doubt committing fraud and mailing letters to yourself through the post office is a misdemeanor. But we're just saying, it's further proof. Laws for them, laws for us. If you're a politician, if you're a filthy rich bastard, if you are well connected, if you have a badge, the laws for you are different than the laws for us. And are we pissed about it? You bet we are. And the rest of the nation better get on board with what's going on. Now, yesterday, I fired a shot across the bow in Ellis County. Now, I'm still politically connected with people that are in the political world in Ellis County. In other words, people that work to get people elected, people that work in the backgrounds and stuff. I contacted these people yesterday afternoon and let them know what I thought of their sheriff that speaks out of both sides of his mouth. He speaks about the Constitution. He speaks about constitutional right, but yet he's willing to violate the constitutional rights of bikers everywhere by doing these unwarranted, illegal, in our opinion, stops of harassment, stops of asking goofy questions, stops of stuff that's none of their business. There's not a single club in this country that is banned from existing, not one. And just because the governor stands up there and talks about his gang initiative, because the governor don't know a gang from his butt. He just doesn't. All he knows is what members of the DPS and the other law enforcement agencies tell him. That's what he knows. And of course, we know they are not truth tellers. Over what we've been studying over the last 4 years since Twin Peaks, and beyond that, really, when we started motorcycle safety issues in the Capitol building and outside the Capitol building, and visiting other politicians, we know they're not truth tellers. We know the truth of it all, but the public at large doesn't know. They fall for this vilification. And sooner or later, it's like we said, this thing would go beyond the scope of so-called OMGs. Now, you and I know that motorcycle clubs are not street gangs. There's no place near what street gangs are. But then again, I can't tell you where the local MS-13 up here is. And you know what? Maybe law enforcement just doesn't know either. That's the reason they're out there just stopping everybody willy-nilly. I'm just saying. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see the answers that we get back after stirring the political pot there in Ellis County. And it's pretty bold for a sheriff to make the claims he makes, that only won by 150 votes. That sheriff is vulnerable in the next election. We'd like to hear his thoughts on it publicly. That being said, we are planning a trip to Ellis County. It's part of our motorcycle profiling challenge. Oh, yeah. I just thought of that. So we're going to go down there and see if we can get profiled and check the situation out. And at the same time, if something goes on, like we said, promised with Garland, if something goes on, we will go live with it as it happens. So hang in there with us. It's going to be fun. And one of the things, you know, after the governor made his announcement, you know, hey, get anybody into the database that looks like a gang member. After he made that announcement, we had a surge of motorcycle profilings. Are we at the end of that? Maybe it was just the initial surge. Are they going to back down on it? Now, we know they watch our materials, and maybe they don't like what they see themselves looking like as they do these profiling stops. Just maybe they don't look that well on video. And maybe it looks like, in many cases, they don't know what they're talking about. They're out there trolling, taking shots in the dark. They're putting in people into databases that do not belong there. And we've got something to say about that too. Hey, join me and OG tonight. We'll record the show this afternoon. It will be up and posted by 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, I invite you to join us. It's going to be interesting here in Texas as the profiling continues across the land. With that, everybody, have a great day. It is beautiful here in Texas. It is time to get out and ride. And you know what? Go to these places where they say they don't want us, because that's exactly what we're going to do. Wherever this mess is going on, we are going to pay them a visit. With that, everybody, have a great day. This is Butch Popeye Moss with Texas Biker Radio.